Greetings, Metanthropes, and welcome to our new show every Tuesday here on Twitch to be live streaming about our ongoing live campaign, Metanthropes Introductory Zine. Our campaign is live, and now we will be covering what happened during this past 2 weeks, what will happen in the upcoming week number 3, and announcements, interactions with chat. Zig is with us. A lot of smiles, a lot of high fives, a lot of fun times here on the chat. As you can see, there is a counter, some numbers over there. These are live numbers. So if we get to 77 backers, I will go bonkers in this chat. I am your host, John, the creator of Metanthropes, and your narrator for the evening, and rather your host for the evening, I should say. And right off the bat, I want to start with some very cool announcements and shout outs. I want to give the first shout out to RX Oliver, who is playing more days in a week than not TTRPGs, covering a wide array of different content. You should definitely give them a sub to his YouTube channel, who was kind enough to give great praises for our game during his last interview with Chris Kidd, who is an amazing role player who had a chance of playing Metanthropes with, and I feel so delighted about it. So thank you so much, Oliver, and for supporting our project and for setting up interviews and being overall a very good lad. And following that, I want to give a shout out to Telling Tales RP. You can find their Twitch on the chat right now. Go ahead and give them a follow, as they have been kind enough to mention our game, Metanthropes, in the stream they made like 1 hour ago. And there is one funny story behind it I would like to mention, one that the host over there didn't have the time, but we do here have the time. And let's start by saying that I approached them and I asked them about like cross promotion, maybe if they're interested in an interview. I'm all in for that, all out for that, and exposure is good exposure. And they're like, yeah, we can cross promote, but we don't really do interviews and such. We just have a show where we talk about live ongoing campaigns on ZineQuest that myself and my co-host are picking up projects that we find interesting. And something like a couple of days later, we talk again, and he says like, do you remember the hand-picked shows that we pick on our own? Well, my co-host has picked your game, and it's a pure beautiful coincidence. And lovely coincidence indeed, and I got a chance to see their show live and interact with it, and it was great. They said very good words about my game Metanthropes, and also they were spot on which my influences are, and suggested some very cool stuff. And I will be mentioning their game. Thank you, Ziggy. I will be mentioning their game based on the Troika system, which is like a massive pillow fight to my understanding. I will be researching it and mention it on our upcoming show, Zine Uprising, this Thursday at 9 p.m. GMT or 20 p.m. UTC, or like 8, I should say rather. And what else? Tomorrow's gonna be an amazing event. We're gonna be playing a live stream session, an actual play of Metanthropes Introductory Zine with the Great Order of the Shining Icosahedron, hosted by Phobo Orobos, and which is gonna happen on our stream, on our live stream here on our channel on Twitch. Although it's gonna be super late for most of us in the European time zone. It's gonna start 3 a.m. in Greek time, so like 1 a.m. in UK time. So it's gonna be pretty late. But thankfully, just for the sake of it, just for the difference, you know, well, it's gonna be a plausible hour for those in the US, which are most likely working when I'm live streaming here in Greece, in the other side of the ocean. Well, that goes with the introductions. If you feel like lurking, please do lurk by all means. If you feel like liking this link on chat right now and following to see where it takes you, it will take you to our campaign, and there are all sorts of marvels that we will be discussing today. So let's get right to it. So this is our campaign. We're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. And we're out of the 28 days campaign with our day 14. We have already amassed 76 backers. We have reached our very first stretch goal. We are gunning towards the second one. And lots of lovely things to talk about. So a little bit about the story behind my campaign, the behind the screen, the cool stuff that you won't get to see and hear at our campaign page. This actually, some of it is actually public, but you get the idea. The truth is, I have been working on this game, particularly on this game, for 5 years. But my dream of having my very first Kickstarter has been long before that, almost 9 years to be exact, more than 9 years, almost 10 almost. And it is quite a moment to finally realize your dreams and achieve your goals. And although I haven't really spiritually rested and congratulated myself, and that's the truth, ever since this campaign started, because I have this feeling of restlessness and have to do this and that, and basically I'm gonna collapse in 2 weeks from now. But when I have like this few rare moments where I take a step back and watch out where we are right now, I feel blessed and extremely thankful for all the people who supported us and helped us reach over here. And although my desire is to accumulate more fans in order to unlock more goals, which I'm going to be talking and actually announcing publicly today during this stream. Believe you me when I say it's not about greed and getting more money in our pockets. Almost we're going to keep like nothing except some spare, but we're going to invest everything that we accumulate on upgrading the game and replacing stuff we don't want to be part of this game anymore. I will elaborate later on this, and including more art, incorporating and working with new artists and lots of cool stuff. So about our campaign, there have been some updates here and there. I've seen that this in particular has caught the eye of some people already, because we for some reason haven't included this beautiful graphic in the initial release launch of the page. We're constantly improving. We're working towards new videos, one teaser, two full videos, more announcements, more content. Our page is constantly upgrading, and this feeling of restlessness that I have, it has been going well when it comes into productivity, and I'm not gonna rest. We're not gonna stop until we aim for the stars, you know, and see and realize this campaign's potential, whatever that potential may be. So right here you get a look at the various 100 meta powers classified, categorized rather by their classification. That's the spirit, right on. And sorry if I do that. Okay, no, never mind. And I also have a link to our Instagram, because if you're curious to see a description of each of them. And we also included this new cool GIF that shows the different dimensions of our game. It shows our Mapera Opera, this is one, turning into the Ether dimension, then followed by the mists of Astral, and then by the gloomy landscape of the Nether dimension. And this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to new dimensions of the game. We are currently, these are the two different variations of the map. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of content and the map reveal segment into different, into a panoramic view on our Instagram page. And let's get to the campaign updates, where we started, where we are now. Starting with last week's, actually, yeah, this is the interview with Fovo Orovos from the IMPZND. I'm not pretty sure I'm saying the name right. I know they have a longer name. Apologies for that. Which you can see on their page. Follow the link, and on the and tomorrow we shall join forces and play an introductory session live, as I mentioned. And last week, our major news and updates was our big reveal that we're now premium content providers for Foundry Virtual Tabletop, and our 3 modules will be part of their premium content delivery system, which makes it extremely easy to basically deliver and download and constantly update our modules for our game. And we're very thrilled and excited to be part of this community. We have reached our very first stretch goals, and we talked about Derek Stevens, we're going to be collaborating with. We showcase his work, his amazing work. Can't wait to collaborate with him. And we ran a community poll, which we're going to get in detail right now, and talk about the results of where some members of the community suggested we can go with the stretch goals, where we thoroughly talked about it and decided that we think tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, something like that, by the end of the week tops, we're going to be revealing our grand plan up to 10,000 euros of stretch goals. We might not reach it, probably not the 10k for sure, but who knows. And we just want to show you that we have a plan, have a vision. Our vision is expansive, and we're looking forward into achieving and realizing all those dreams. So let's start with this week's big news. This week has all been about receiving feedback and incorporating it. Of course, Ziggy, you can request that. I'm gonna be lowering the music right now. It was actually a bit loud for me as well. Must have been the specific track or something. Thank you for suggesting it. And let's start with feedback. And starting with the feedback by Kickstarter itself, we were privileged enough to be mentioned during a tweet from the official Kickstarter, as you can see. It was such a great honor. Let's double check on that tweet again. Let's see how that tweet is going. It has reached almost 4,000 views, 10 likes, wow, 8 retweets, going spectacular. And as you can see, first thing we noticed is that the video that they showcased was 1 minute and 38 seconds. It starts from the introductory zine up to the very end of it. And I was like, huh, they did a pretty good job editing there and stayed to the point. And instead of, they actually cropped it, shortened it from 240 to 140. And it's a much more viable and viewable, edit. So thank you, Kickstarter. We immediately took the hint and we did the same for our campaigns page video. You can still see the full video here on this link. In case you want to see like a little bit of bloopers at the end and a longer introduction before we get to the core of it, that is the current video. Very importantly, speaking about feedback, actually let me change that track. I want something a bit cooler. Actually, maybe change the playlist altogether and put on one which is a little bit more chill, so I don't have to shout so much. So we updated our FAQ, frequently asked questions. The reasons behind it that we received some feedback, not just from Kickstarter, but from other social media. And we decided that we want to clarify a couple things. Starting with one that is I faced openly as a criticism that I should attend and fix it somehow. And it was that, unfortunately for me, for some audiences, the game failed to reach them and articulate our vision and what this game is about. So it was like one or twice at least, and you know, one something okay, but two is something that you need to attend. The following comment: I've read through everything and I don't get anything. I read through everything, I don't get anything. Yeah, so I was like, whoa, why? Or the question, what can I do with this game? So what this game is about? And we immediately started working on it. We have some more elaborate ways to articulate our vision and the lore and the mythos behind this game, and basically answer the question, what can I do? In an upcoming lore video and some Kickstarter updates. Not updates, some you know, the story, the text of the Kickstarter. But as for the frequently asked question, I put it on top, and to the question, what can I do in this game? I answer the following. With Introductory Zine, you get to select one of 10 pre-made characters and enjoy a one-shot session run by your narrator. With a core game, you can engage in geopolitical conflicts with other meta-powered beings, open gates to unexplored dimensions, encounter powerful extra-dimensional and extraterrestrial entities, recreate any imaginable character from your favorite work or fiction, and enjoy this TTRPG in any way that you can imagine. Hope that answers a little bit about the vibe of the game, but we also included some more questions. Shout out to members of the N-World community who helped us articulate and formulate the answers to those questions. One question was, what other systems would you compare the rule set to? And our answer is, one could compare the rule set to the games of World of Darkness, specifically Vampire the Masquerade, which has been a major influence. When it comes to their meta powers and the leveling progression system, like they range from 1 to 10, but also we have the meta powers, which is like level 6 disciplines from Vampire the Masquerade, for example, and the way that you spend the experience in order to unlock them has been mainly influenced by Vampire the Masquerade. When it comes to the system, the D100 system and its adaptation to our own, the influence was the Warhammer TTRPG games, both 40k, Rogue Trader, Fantasy. I've played them all and I thoroughly enjoyed them, and this is the main inspiration for our current ongoing D100 system comes from. Wait a minute, I think I have to sneeze. False alarm. And thus for the tactical combat, D&D 3.5 has been an influence, but minus flanking rolls and attack opportunity and on a hex instead of squares. But also this game does not drag combat so much. Maybe I should add that as well. It's a lot more lethal, fast-paced, and in a couple of cycles, which is like 2 or 4 rounds, most of action shifts are concluded. So next question is about tactical versus narrative play. Oh, that sneeze looms over. That sneeze is strong, but it's not coming. Maybe if we get to 77 backers, it will come. I will insta sneeze. For what about tactical versus narrative play? Where do we lean towards the most? For those that enjoy tactical map-based combat, the plethora of meta powers complements the hexagon grid and offer many options. For our VTT system, we have already automated the majority of our role type calculations, and on our roadmap, we plan to fully automate the activation of all effects and reduce the number crunching time to only the necessary. For those that don't really like tactical combat though, as with most TTRPGs, the narrators can use the descriptions used on our meta powers for a more theater of mind approach to any given situation and enjoy game as such. And we have one more very important FAQ question that we added. Some people have tasted this bitter taste of supporting a project which eventually, doesn't go anywhere, whether that would be because the creators behind it abandoned it, or the company behind it went bankrupt or something, and then their investment led nowhere. So what will happen to Metanthropes if Legitamine Games fails as a company? We have been developing Metanthropes for over 10 years now, full-time the last 5, with the ultimate goal of being able to make a modest living out of this game and brand. We're not here to make a quick buck and make a quick successful campaign just to add it to our belt and move on to the next project next year or so. We have an expansive vision for this game, and our very first Kickstarter aims to introduce this game to the world. This is just the beginning, and we have personally felt what it means to back projects that are lost into nothingness, and I'm right here right now to tell you, to give you a commitment, a promise to our backers that my vision for this expands truly for the next at least couple of decades. To say, I have so many supplements, most of them already like at early draft stage. Have let me give you a quick a glimpse of what shape of things to come, but don't quote me on the order of that's coming. But we have for the maybe next Zine Quest an anthologies of one-shots, dimensional explorations, and fun meta arenas which you can play in a more competitive arena, PvP or PvE type of environment. We have obviously the big one, the core game to be released, which is gonna be like a huge 300-page book, and another one at least 250 pages for the narrator. We have 100 combos in the horizon, and ways that you can incorporate your content into our own and create ways to create your own combos. We have a expansive list of at least 300 possessions ranging from archaic possessions like stone and swords and bows, to modern cars and aeroplanes, to futuristic spaceships and cool gadgets. We have a list of 100 antagonists already yearning to be fully play tested. We have plans for omni-powered expansions of this game. From meta powers from level 6 up to level 10, we give you access to omnipotence, omniscience, omnipresence, immanence, and other cool words that basically plot devices, and all the steps how you get there, including combos, omni-powered combos, omni-powered antagonists, and so much content. And not to mention, entire books will contain pre-made stories, sagas if you may, for you to enjoy and play. And but if all those dreams come crashing down like a meteor destroying Earth, if Legitamine Games fails to become a profitable business and ultimately can no longer support Metanthropes, claps, cry emoji, we will be releasing all the content and source code to the community for free to do as they please. So if the worst case scenario comes, if I see like a meteor on the horizon coming to Earth, the first thing I will do before I call my mom or something, it will be to, before I pet my cats, it will be to release Metanthropes to the public, or before the IRS comes to seize my computer because I owe money because I've been spending everything I have on Metanthropes. I will enter the execution code, I will say QP, send everything to the world out there before they lock me up. So this is a wholeheartedly, honestly, full-time, 100% all-in commitment to Metanthropes TTRPG. Shout out to the orchestrator waiting to click the execute order 69, which releases Metanthropes to the public before we get arrested by the IRS. So this concludes our FAQ updates, and let's get back into the updates that we have in store. So this is like a little I'm not gonna get in real detail, but we ran a little poll on our website for some community members to influence towards the stretch goals might go. To be completely honest, it was only a handful of votes, but still they give us an idea and elaborated where we shouldn't go. For example, probably as it seems, maybe unique audio and visual effects is not the right time to introduce. There are more pressing matters like maps and artworks and stuff like that. So we began elaborating and working towards our stretch goals, and let's say where we are right now. Here you can see before I'm gonna elaborate quite more in depth with the stretch goals. We do have two cool interviews, one video interview with Phobo Orovos from the Great Order of the Cynicosahedron. We also have one video sound only interview by Mildra the Monk. Okay, drop it on the chat, Ziggy, because why not? And here are our links for our Zine Uprising show, starting with Dim Day Red, our favorite campaign this year, who is ending in only 2 days exactly from now. So go ahead, back them, because they recently, creator Spiros Drakatos went completely mad and offered all the high tier stretch goals to all the backers, whether they reach it or not. As for the more pages zine, naturally with more content and more artwork, more pages are going to be included one way or another to a zine, but do mind, we need to keep it compact and keep it like less than 70 pages. We want that stable bound binding on and we don't want to make a hardcover book. We want to be a zine after all. So yeah, lots of episodes, lots of other zines covered, and the next wave is gonna be covered this Thursday. But let's get back into our stretch goals, because it's gonna be a big thing for today. Big reveals coming up right up. So again, here on the show and on this page, we are very transparent about what we are, our journey, and everything surrounding it. And something that is very controversial on our uses of AI, we have included something which is, our truth. It is that all the zine, nothing you will find on the zine is made via AI. It's members of the community, artists that we hired and we had a chance and we were blessed to collaborate with. When it comes to the Foundry VTT module right now, we feature a collection of 100 photorealistic portrait images we generated with DALL-E to be used for your protagonists should you choose to do so. We're also open, and we had no reason to do that, but we're transparent and open, that ChatGPT-4 has been helping me, which I'm not a native speaker, with text proofreading. Although we already had a human editor, shout out to Maria, and it has been helping QP, our orchestrator, with code tutoring. We're very transparent about how to use it. But that doesn't mean that we envision this campaign without having any AI involved. So to summarize it, we concluded that for our very first 2 stretch goals that we're gonna be announcing, our 5,000 euro mark and our 6,000 euro mark, should we be blessed enough to reach them, are going to include 10 and 10 more character tokens, both portraits and top-down view for your VTTs, but both portraits are going to be also included in the Zine as for the important NPCs and whatnot, which are going to be made by our very own 2D storyteller, which I'm going to be dropping on the chat right now. You can see his work is my favorite map maker, and it also creates amazing tokens, and we're going to be collaborating with him. And where is the chat? Here is the chat. And creating our very own unique tokens for our important NPCs, for our antagonists, but also should we reach to 6,000 to the protagonist tokens. Shout out to 3nil. How was the movie? Did you enjoy it, buddy? No, not nearly enough about the tokens because it's a big reveal, big stretch goal announcement reveal. We're gonna update the graphic in the next couple days, and because it is very important for many people, because should we reach those 2 stretch goals, we promise to eliminate all the AI from this campaign. So right now the AI is only these 100 generated realistic portraits for the VTT only modules, which we have them for those that want to include them. But should we reach and have the alternative that we want, but we require the funds for, we are going to be eliminated and maybe including it for a totally different module for those that are not against AI, and it's up to them. But everything that is part of this campaign will be AI free, and this is primarily our 2 first goals, following our collaboration with Yorgos Kotronis, which are going to be showcasing his work in quite a bit. But these are big news. We've thought about this thoroughly. These are big stretch goals, which are going to help this campaign a lot. And it's important news for us, very important news. And following entering the range of 7,000 euros, which is double of what we have now. Should we be reminiscent in 2 weeks from now, will we double it what we accumulated the first 2 weeks? You know, it's kinda difficult, and statistics are kinda against us, and especially right now where we're going over the plateau, and we had no new backers yesterday and almost today. Okay, once again, I have to, for one more time in my life, I have to repeat myself because 3nil wasn't paying attention. Okay, we just revealed our 5K and 6K stretch goals. We don't have the graphics yet to show you, so just hear me out here, okay? Bear with me. Both of them are gonna be 10 and 10 unique, brand new tokens for the game, both in the form of portraits, close-up portraits, and top-down view for the VTT. So our main NPCs, our conductors, will have their own close-up made from 2D storyteller, but also a top-down view that's gonna work greatly on the VTT map, and they will target around, look around, and you know, have this immersive top-down view for a VTT game. And this is gonna be for the NPCs, gonna be the 5,000 mark, and for it's not easy to post pictures, Ziggy. I've already dropped the okay, anything for my viewers, but it's not gonna be really easy, to be frank. Yes, I would suggest, because I don't want to spend much time hovering and searching stuff, check out 2D Storyteller stuff on the chat, and at some point you will find, I'm gonna help you a bit, you will find his stuff, just to give you an idea. So the 5,000 mark is gonna be all about tokens for the NPCs, and for the 6,000 mark it's gonna be for the protagonists, list of like ordinary people. As you can see here, obviously this is for werewolf, but you get an idea. So on your screen have the work of the amazing 2D storyteller. These are great modern day, everyday individuals, which can be, instead of werewolves, Metanthropes quite easily. So there you have it. This is very close to what we have imagined. So yeah, getting back into the announcement. So I'm keeping everyone on chat satisfied with the Ziggy with the visuals, Neil with repeating myself. You know, I'm a people pleaser. I do what I have to. And so yeah, after we reach the 5,000 and 6,000 mark, we will have all the tokens we need, and basically it's gonna be like 1/10 of the number of AI tokens, but it's gonna be just enough for us to have the bare minimum and replace or remove and eliminate all AI from the project. So this is a big one for us. Fingers crossed, Destiny spend that we're gonna get there. But should also we reach the 7,000 mark, new stretch goal, we're gonna be privileged to be collaborating once again with the person who makes art but also breaks art, Wermongray. They are an amazing artist who are behind our very own cover. So pretty soon you're gonna see here Wermongray's cover of Metanthropes, the one that you've already seen and love. I'm just gonna be showcasing it in case you have been living inside the rock, under the rock dimension, you have missed it. This one I'm talking about. And we're gonna get to collaborate once again and create a very, very hot new piece of art, one that portrays the city outside space and time, the city of portals, the one that they call the Ville, the inter-timeline location where Metanthropes from the orchestrators from the prime timeline send the conductors to recruit new Metanthropes, invite them over introduce them to this new world, and invite them into the fold and turn them into instruments which play a pivotal role into the cosmic symphonies of the multiverse. So this is what is gonna be portraying this inter-timeline location, which is gonna be quite amazing. Can't wait to tell you more about it, but just imagine it's a place where everywhere you see it's a new timeline, so it's gonna be completely mind-blowing. And I wholeheartedly hope we reach 7,000k. According to things like Kickstarter or this and that, this is the most hopeful and optimistic and realistic approach, but we're gonna do our best to get there, and even more should we be able to? We said we had so many things, including new videos, new content, constantly live streaming, new announcements about collaborations, so many stuff to excite your attention. Hopefully we have a couple of more new viewers right now that are contemplating. Maybe not. When I opened it, it went by -1. But this is a plateau. This is the end of the month. People are not so fond of spending money in this period. What can you do? What can I do is talk about the 8,000, 9,000 and 10,000 mark of our announcements, because we want to give you our full expansive vision. And even if we don't make it there, we want to show you what we have in store. So our 2D storyteller is the most prominent figure in those next wave of stretch goals. Coming back for $8,000 new stretch goal. It's gonna be a brand new map, city apartment maps for all the VTT and all the premium physical zines and above who have access to the printed maps, big A3 size maps of city apartments. It's gonna be modern city apartments, 6 totally, or maybe 8, we haven't concluded just yet. Totally complete different and unique apartments, which gonna be like the luxurious penthouse, the crazy scientists with pins and notes everywhere, somebody maybe who has activated their meta powers quite a lot and some things are burned out and destroyed, you know. Apartments which can be used for quests, can be used for the rehearsal when you introduce your protagonist to the one-shot story, for the tutorial of the VTT, so many things. It's an asset that we can later use for one-shot stories and ongoing sagas, and you can also to your campaigns and your sagas and your stories. It's gonna have like a top-down view of the city. It's gonna be high up. You're gonna have the elevator, the stairs. You can use that and change a couple of props here and there and have it like a multiple store building. It's a very elaborate and imaginative and amazing map. And we go to collaborate with the best out there, best in the business, 2D storyteller. And new maps, yes, all right. And talking about maps, you have seen our very own, let me double check that you're seeing it on the stream right now, but you know that we have a beautiful map already for you, and which I'm gonna be showing on the stream anytime now. Foundry show, there you have it. This is the map. The version is not finalized. A few things like the spiral, for example, is not gonna be final, but you know that we have this beautiful map, so you can play your introductory story and maybe a lot more stories, because it's quite an important location for the story and setting and mythos of the game. I'm all about the mythos, right, Neil? All about that mythos. You might have seen on a new GIF that I included on the site that we have this cool macros to change from one dimension into another, and introducing this is the other dimension, the dimension that exists into the future of the timeline, where thoughts not yet conceived, marvel structures not yet built, and even souls not yet born reside. And with this macro I can introduce this cool effect. But how about we have as a stretch goal of 9,000 euros map animations and variations for this map. So maybe by clicking this macro, shall also, this is digital only, because as you can see it's quite elaborate on the digital realm. We also have like having a more futuristic variation of the map, or maybe the curtains open and reveal like a digital flat huge screen, or something of equal thing to showcase that we are in the future of the timeline. No time travel, again, dimensional hopping is a different thing, but don't you worry about that. Or maybe we include some cool abstract animations of the astral dimension, where I'm showcasing right now. Let me double check that you're watching it. Yes, you do. Mythos is tight. Mythos is tight indeed. The VTT is a little bit off, as I can see. Let me change it for you just a bit. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop up, whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop. Centering it a bit for those with OCD, how you call it. And we're back, baby. I'm your host and narrator, John. No. And the visuals are crazy cool. So imagine we have some unique animations besides the silver mists of astral and the psychic eerie atmosphere of the this dimension. Or how about we enter another dimension and which exists on the past, where everything that is destroyed or everything that is lost, forgotten or dead reside. How about by entering it, we have some animation that something has not yet been built. We see the area surrounding around it being constructed. And so we have many cool variations for this special map that is part of the story. It's an inter-timeline location, but I'm not gonna spoil anything more for those that want to play this VTT version. Or how about this area fills with not just yellow bubbles, but with little convergence, big bang explosions of universe arising, reforming and collapsing and fading away, which is the original intended animation. Whoop, I'm not showing it now. Whoopsie daisy. These things happen. Nothing to worry about. Back to our Foundry. Yes, there it is. And so for the 9000 we have opera map animations. And how about we conclude these announcements about the stretch goals with the final stretch goal that we're gonna be revealing. You know, chances are against us, statistically speaking, to reach there, and projection speaking and trends, whatever speaking, but we aim high, our vision is expansive. Should we, if we were up to like 7 or 8 already 1,000 euros, we'll be talking about the 15,000. It's not that we don't have ideas past that, but we just wanted to include 5, 6 actually more new cool ideas, which we think is paramount importance, and we're gonna make the game a lot more beautiful and compact and comprehensive, and other cool words that I cannot think of right now. 10k, 10,000 euros. It's a digital only reward, and you're gonna understand pretty soon why. Because we take all the character tokens that we accumulated from the first 10, all the NPC tokens or the protagonist tokens. I suppose we can throw in a poll for our backers to choose between the protagonist token or the NPC tokens, and we animate them. So what does that mean? I'm gonna be showcasing very, very fast once again what means to be an animated token. Just for a few seconds, I'm going to show you something from the work of 2D Storyteller. It's actually my favorite bit. It is from a pack he's selling for Alien VTT. If you're playing Alien VTT, trust me when I say you have no reason at all on earth not to buy this module and produce this cool stuff for your VTT, because I'm gonna show you right now what I'm talking about. And although this what you'll see will have nothing to do with Metanthropes, obviously you get to see what an animated token might look like. Not just the person dying, but the characters around it. I know that there are some being cropped a little harshly, and you don't get to see them pretty well, but I think that you get this idea of characters moving around and have like maybe an electrokineticist played with lightning bolts. Maybe we have some NPC who does this motion. Maybe we have someone with Reese doing this motion. So yeah, 10,000k announcing animated tokens. So that concludes our announcements for this week. We're gonna have the update number 7, which is gonna include the stretch goals and many other announcements pretty soon. Let me, before I sum it up, showcase the work of Yorgos Kotronis once again, because we're really looking forward to reaching 4,000 one step at a time. We need to reach 4,000 euros before nothing else happens of the things that I talked today. And should we reach that goal, that is very, very plausible, and we're getting closer, we get to collaborate with Yorgos Kotronis, who you get to see his art over here on our screen right now. And we have a very special artwork that's gonna blend beautifully with our zine and the story and the one-shot story. I don't want to spoil it, although I think I've mentioned it in a previous episode. And so many cool stuff. You know what? I feel pretty energized. I will keep on going for my dear. Again, when I look at it, I dropped 1 viewer. Maybe it's bad luck to look at your stream while the numbers of your viewers when you're streaming. I want to keep going. Do I have to do anything else? No, we do have some things to work with QP after that. We need to prepare for the session tomorrow. So I'm gonna be starting to wrap things up. Hope this has been a very informative and fun episode. I'm gonna be starting to look for a group lane TTRPGs, which I have been notoriously bad on raiding, for someone to raid. They have been playing for 3 hours, pass. These people have played for 2.5 hours, maybe. It's a new group, and this one 3 hours pass. So basically we do have only one option right now, and we're gonna be raiding someone new, someone we haven't raided today. So component cast. Thanks everyone for watching. Rendezvous is tomorrow, super late if you're in this side of the ocean, or in a very convenient hour if you're in the America side of the ocean, with a live stream actual play episode. And as always, you know it's coming. Oh, you know it, player. Stay legit and stay meta. Get ready to raid! And remember to follow them to be able to chat. Let's get to it, chat.